Virginia High Bearcat basketball will be on the air in 5 minutes. Three minutes. Two minutes until airtime. Sixty seconds. Thirty seconds till Bearcat basketball. Fifteen seconds.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's time for Bearcat basketball from the radio home of Virginia High Athletics. You're listening to the Bearcat Tip-Off Show on Bearcat Radio. Good afternoon and welcome to tonight's coverage of Virginia High basketball on Bearcat Radio. Tonight, the Tazewell Bulldogs have made the nearly 70-mile trip to take on the Lady Cats for a matchup featuring two of the top three teams in the Southwest District. This is Dylan Hutton along with Coach Reese Sidnor as we get set to take you through another great evening of VHSL hoops. And Coach, the Lady Bearcats are coming off a loss on the road to Tennessee High, where they turned the ball over 27 times, shot just 37% from the floor. How do they get back to their brand of basketball tonight?
Well, I think that the game last week, we have to just learn from the mistakes in that game, learn from the losses. The big takeaway from that game is our girls played hard all the way through the game, but turnovers. We can't turn the ball over like we did. We turned the ball over way too much. You said about 27, and I could be wrong, but I believe we got out-rebounded too, and we can't afford to do that. So turnovers and rebounds killed us last Saturday against Tennessee High.
Yeah, really just unable to get into offense. We didn't even mention the foul issues at one point there in the first quarter. It was heavily against the Cats 9-1, the foul count, and had three starters sitting in the opening quarter. So I know Coach Timmons talked about that, and we'll get to that here a little bit later during the pregame show. But as we welcome you into the Bearcat Tip-Off Show here from Bristol, we're about 6 minutes away from opening tip of this girls' varsity game. Go to our second question here for Coach Sidnor. The last two games, Jada Campbell's been on a tear. She's put up a combined 44 points. What does it mean production-wise to have her playing so well at the moment? And how do they keep her going into this offensive system?
I spoke about it last week a little bit. We have, like I said, we have about 4 or 5 girls who can get hot any given night and give us about 20 points a game. And right now, Jada's been playing really well last couple games. Taylor's been playing really well. So, that helps us out tremendously. If you got 2 girls getting about 20 points or 20 plus, that means the other team got to get at least 50 to 60 to beat you. But again, we have multiple girls who can score, who can get hot any given night. So that's a great thing to have. And with her playing well right now, Taylor's playing well. It takes pressure from the other girls, And like I said, if Jada has a hot hand tonight, it takes pressure off Taylor. If Taylor has a hot hand, it takes pressure off Jada. It takes pressure off Allie or Maya, any of those girls that feel like they have to carry the team by themselves. So it's a really good thing to have multiple scorers on the team.
And again, this Bearcat team has 3 top 10 scorers in the Southwest District, so definitely helps out to have that many people who can come in and put 10-plus points up every night. And that's even what they're averaging every night so far this year. Question number 3, Virginia High sits at 5-0 in the Southwest District. There's just 6 conference games, their district games to go. What's their mindset as they play off this final stretch? I know you got another out-of-district game coming up on Saturday, but what's the mindset for these last 7 games?
I think every game is they're confident and they're focused. Coach Timmons spoke about it before, getting out of that first round. But district games, our girls, since they've been playing at Virginia High, they've won the district. So, they're always focused. That's one of the goals that Coach Timmons talked about. Like, we want to win the district. So, they're always focused on that, and they get up for these big games like that. But I think they'll come in this game confident, focused. I don't think they'll be overconfident. Tazewell, they played us well last game. They played us well last year. We had a good year last year, and they played us well both of those games. I believe the first game we played them last year, we only beat them by maybe about 9 points, and I think we beat them by double digits the second time. But Tazewell, they come out and they want to play, and they got some girls. They got a girl who can score. So these girls will come in good, confident and focused, and do our best to another district game. So we got to get that win to keep it going. Lebanon's right behind us.
Very scrappy team here in the Tazewell Bulldogs. The last meeting these two teams had was back on, let me get my paper here, back on the 12th of January at Tazewell, a 60 win for the Lady Cats in that one. A pretty tight game, so we'll see how it goes here tonight in Bristol. The last game Tazewell played was a couple of nights ago against Graham at home. They won 59-42. They are 9-7 on the year, 3-3 in the Southwest District. Again, just sitting there at 3-3. That's around third place in the district behind Lebanon and, of course, Virginia High, who's at the top. Graham's in fourth place, then Marion and Richlands to round out that. The Bearcats' last game, of course, the 65-49 loss at Tennessee High. Coach Timmons, again, talking about those fouls, 9-1 at one point there in the first period. Three starters sitting during that time period. Tough to get anything going like that. Jada Campbell ended up with 23 points, though, in that ball game. Allie Sidnor had 11. Taylor Owens held to 6 points, had 11 boards. Amaya Lee, 5 points, 6 assists. And like I said, 37% from the floor for the Cats, but really couldn't get in any rhythm. And for Tennessee High, that was their fourth straight win over Virginia High. So that's really just the theme of that game, unable to really get anything going, the whistle hurting them, and then, of course, unable to hit. And that really just kills everything when you're sort of a tempo team.
And like you said, we had three of our stars had to sit early, and it's hard to get anything. Amaya, kind of our fireplace. She kind of gets the offense going by passing the ball around, find the open girl. And she had to sit early. She got two quick ones real early. So we couldn't just get any rhythm. We couldn't really get anything going. And then, I spoke about rebounds. Well, it was tough for the girls to go for those rebounds, go for the loose balls because of the fact that they were getting in foul trouble and they were scared of getting a foul. So it's kind of hard to really play scrappy and play good defense and go for those loose balls and things like that when you're kind of fear of getting another foul and that you might have to sit for a quarter or for a half. So.
And tonight's game is brought to you by State Line Motors on Euclid Avenue in Bristol and also BSN Sports in Bristol. Let's take a quick commercial break. When we get back, we'll talk about storylines, players to watch, and then we'll get Coach Sidnor's keys to the game. We'll be right back here from the Bearcat Tip-Off Show from Bristol.
Hey y'all, I'm Blake Shelton. I love that country music connects people all over this great nation, but unfortunately so does something else, childhood hunger. 15 million children struggle with hunger in America. That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks works to rescue our surplus food to help provide billions of meals to families in need across the country. Join the fight against hunger at feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
In the wake of a disaster, what one thing can you send that will help people the most? A blanket, a tent, a sandbag, a doctor. Actually, if you send a monetary donation, you send all these things. Even a small donation can make a big impact and can quickly become exactly what people affected by disaster need most.
In the wake of a hurricane, your monetary donation can make a huge difference to those in need. To donate, visit supporthurricanerelief.org. That's supporthurricanerelief.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
They'll challenge your authority because that's what kids do. But this car is your territory. And in here, your word is law. So when you say you won't move until everyone's buckled up, you won't budge an inch.
It's time for Virginia High basketball. Tip-off coming up next on Bearcat Radio. It's time for Virginia High basketball. Tip-off coming up next on Bearcat